Well, sorceress, welcome to Ephira. Suffering spreads every which way you cast your gaze, and on a night most foul. Simply appalling, no? Oh, I've been dying to show you. The air here's absolutely poisonous. The conditions? Utterly atrocious. Observe what I have wrought. Such a terrible shame or a terrible curse to befall our enemies this eve. Those who seek to do us wrong deserve no quarter whatsoever, sorceress. We cannot always bring our foes an agonizing death, yet we may strive. Ill fortune comes in many different forms. You need but choose. On lonesome nights as this, a concoction of a certain potency is certainly in order. You shall develop a taste for my poisons in due course, sorceress. Together let us curse our enemies this night and into the beyond. What shall it take to bring our enemies to heel? Let us find out. If you seek the spread of pain and suffering, you've come to the right place. The best protection against curses is to put in place some curses of one's own. Our enemies shall come to understand the essence of fear itself. The very air we breathe shall be as poison to all those who stand against us. Our will and influence shall spread forth like a plague. I do suggest that you not linger here too long, ill side effects and all. Unpleasantries take many different forms, and I would master them all. This night practically begs for a real atrocity of some sort, no? Welcome back to the necropolis, and may your stay be pleasantly short-lived. I've an absolutely appalling idea I'm dying to attempt, if you'll indulge me. Why don't we go and spread some more malaise about, no? To achieve aught of value, sacrifices always must be made, sorceress. May blight befall our enemies, and even those we simply do not like. I've several more unspeakable transgressions against nature here for you. Ah, the sorceress returns. Not had your fill of this putrescent atmosphere? Or merely not succeeded yet in breaking the Titan siege? They cannot be permanently slain, are barely susceptible to my most noxious poisons, and are single-minded in their devotion to the Titan Lord. Any of those sound like weaknesses? Oh yes, all the death and panic made for many vacancies. I slipped in through the shadows soon after the city fell and remained, practicing, observing. Great Hecate has eyes upon the surface everywhere. I have to thank you, sorceress. After you last rampaged throughout this city, I obtained a sample of your blood. Oh, it's very potent stuff. How about I use it anyway, but never mention doing so again? Fear not, I use it only toward a common outcome we desire. It's very much straightforward, sorceress. I seek to punish all who wronged me in proportion to the harm they caused. Though have no fear, you're not on any list of mine. My lists are based on categories of affront, from mere dislikes to deep betrayals. As for what happens after I've achieved my work, I'll have to get back to you on that one. I know, right? This is a revolution in the necromantic arts. These shuffling wretches trapped on the very verge of death. I could study them for moons and moons on end. I meant to warn you, by the way, to not engage with the big burly lion-maned fellow who sometimes stalks about the streets out there. Oh, he's just a big downer. I cure his injuries, yet still he incurs more, and not even I possess the power yet to cure his spirit. The dead have more cheer than a man like that. Now come, I've curses to concoct. What's not to like? No shortage here of blood for my research, and the dead are wise enough to stay afield of me. Now here, let's cast another curse and you'll be right as rot. How much has changed with time? It's not as often that I see familiar faces such as yours, or hateful ones. So many fail to understand our ways. Locating live subjects for my research used to be easier, but that exception notwithstanding, no. A few true friends are better than 1,000 friendly feigning strangers. Vast is the breadth of our craft, isn't it, sorcerers? For all your studies with great Hecate, I suspect you've scarce learned anything about my areas of expertise. Of late, I'm spending little time with the still-living ones myself. Most are highly susceptible to insinuation, or at least to certain types of toxins, easily administered in food or drink. Do not profess to know me, sorcerers. You know my reputation and express surprise that I do not appear as cruel as it suggests, yet the greatest cruelties can be cleverly disguised. Perhaps you ought care more, for we are rightly to be feared, and there are those who turn upon us, sullying our names, or worse. Safeguard your trust is my advice to you. How fares great Hecate amid such inauspicious nights? Scarce has she had occasion lately to illuminate this place. We all wear veils, don't we, sorceress? Great Hecate, she merely puts aside all pretenses about it. Well, good to know that she is still herself, and I remain her humble servant here. Oh, they are with me in a way, the spirits or the memories, but why suggest that solitude's in need of remedy? There can be times when one could use companionship, but such impulses can be sated, case by case. Why ever would I do a thing like that? Great Hecate herself says that the greatest teacher is out there, but to suffer is to learn. I merely wish to become a good teacher myself. You learn to close your heart to all of it. No mortal has a right to live for long. Certainly there exist those whose skill is to ease suffering. I merely seek to understand its cause. How absurd, the very idea of family, sorcerers, that we've some innate bond with those who share some of our blood. You've met my Aunt Circe. Do you believe that we're at all alike? Circe was never willing to push our practice to the depths of what it can achieve. She would turn mortals into livestock. I would turn them dead. A differing approach is all, perhaps. A well-wrought curse requires suitable reagents and pure intention without compromise. Any hesitancy, any second-guessing undermines an ill effect. With practice, sorcerers, ill intent does threaten to reflect back upon oneself, often with greater potency. But with the blackest of intent, there's nothing to reflect at all. Ah, you bear the light of Apollo himself. Well, just remember that he's not the only one who can create a decent plague around here. Why do the gods do anything at all? Simply because they can. Besides, a good plague now and then helps keep the common stock in line. Glorious Hera has opted to lend you her power, if my senses don't deceive. Your family have hers and come to her defense. Perhaps she shall be favorable to you. How mercenary, and the proper posture with the gods, I think. You needn't second-guess my aid. Great Hecate wills it, so it shall be yours. The nectar of the gods. Why, this shall be most useful to my work, for the strongest curses come from honeyed words. Here, let me make this worth your while. Another nectar bottle you can spare on my behalf? Oh, this shall be a splendid compliment with several much less pleasant ingredients, whose aroma this ought to disguise. One always could see plain your talent, sorceress, but truth be told, I thought your heart would be a liability. Perhaps, however, I was wrong in that. The gods of Olympus have not always been particularly kind, yet you, a true-blood relative of theirs, would show me favor for little more than carrying out my oath to great Hecate? Unnecessary, this. I've only curses in return. You have the blackened tuft of wool I gave to you. It once shone golden as the sun, but I saw fit to modify its properties to make it better serve sorceresses such as we. So many more shades of the dead now linger here, and the earthy aroma, quite unlike before. These crossroads changed since last I visited. No, I am great Hecate's eyes upon the surface, but the night is young, and I've business with the broker there, a surplus of bones to exchange. See you above and below, sorceress. Sorceress. Peace, sorceress. Oh. Ah, welcome. Good evening. Returned to my abode. A visitor. She returns. By the dark. Come closer. Fear not. You're back. That they shall feel. A curse upon them all. Oh, I like that one. As you desire. I thought you'd never ask. So it shall be. Most excellent. It shall be my pleasure. There you have it. So mote it be. So mote it be. Kataskion aski. Askion kataski. Some other time. Stay your hand. We really shouldn't here. You're all worked up. Such violence. Oh, not now. together we shine. A most accursed night. Darkness guide you. My greetings in kind. He shall suffer, and you in turn. With Selene's grace, I have no doubt she shall. That or the scent of blood, I'm certain that it shall. By your will, sorceress, you honor me. May all your foes be damned. Moonlight guide you on. Tread lightly, sorceress. Seek vengeance, sorceress. Let none stand in our way. They shall be terrified of you. A pox upon our enemies. Now, where was I with this? Alone again at last. Perhaps she shall go far. Bone dust, mandrake essence, nightshade, nettlethorn, sulphurous ash, garlic, moly, a bit of flesh, a drop of blood, beetle wing, maggot, dead coral, air bladder, rotting wood, barley, splash of oil, pennyroyal, marrow, silver, onion, grave soil, snakeskin, teardrops, lizard tail, charcoal, fingernails, one of these, a bit of this, just a dash. Give it a stir. Let's see. What else? And there. And now we wait. That should do it. And that's it. O wandering dead who cannot find your peace, I bid you listen closely to my voice. The moment at which mortal life does cease is not for your despair, but to rejoice. For I can lead you to where you belong, beneath the earth where death and sleep reside. I bid you merely serve me for a song, unto the will of the unseen confide. So mote it be. To all the enemies of Hades near and far, may ravens strip you of your flesh and eyes, all your extremities sent to a pickle jar, and beetles spit up from your mouths of lies. Whether you dwell upon the surface or below, your every step shall be with stabbing pain. No peace or mercy you shall ever know, ere you repent and die again. So mote it be. The more hatred we harbor for our enemies, the stronger our curses shall become. You may have blessings from the gods above, but I can offer something they cannot. Great Hecate has taught you well, but if someone so much as touches you, I'll make them suffer. The air is absolutely putrid this eve. I almost didn't hear you come in, sorceress. The most outrageous bit of hearsay has been wafting lately on the winds about what ails the mountain of the gods. You've been heading that way. What's going on? Oh my. Then I know which monstrosity you mean. And you intend to challenge him and all the rest? You're entirely mad, sorceress. But so's the world over. Ah, to face such cataclysmic times and all this tragedy. Truly, these are memorable nights. How fare your journeys to that cursed place the gods call home? Reach a certain point, and the world itself can be the single target of your wrath. Keep practicing, sorceress. We've no shortage of enemies on whom to ply our trade. Forgive my gawking, sorceress, but you've clearly suffered on your way. Might I perhaps take a quick sample of your blood? Well, suit yourself. And if it makes you feel any better, our enemies soon shall accrue far worse ailments. How the dead are drawn to you, sorceress. I've seen it plain. Even the skull of Reval must worship the ground beneath your feet. I dreamt of her quite recently, in fact. It sent a shiver down my spine. I was in the underworld, yet not the one we know. It was so very cold. And there sat a fierce queen, not your mother, mind you, and she intoned, I see you gather countless dead in cold and dark domains. I doubt that, because it's you we saw bearing the skull, not I. My time with her for now has passed. Yours, it seems, may be only beginning. Concerning my dream of the skull Reval, have you yet made attempts using the invocation I relayed? Courage, sorceress. Experiments require willingness toward unforeseen outcomes. Remember now to say, I see you gather countless dead in cold and dark domains.
should be fine. That artifact that you bear, Raval herself, but in the guise of whomever came forth to me in dream. So then the phrase I told you took effect. What more did you unveil? This goddess hell apparently has taste. Perhaps it shall be I who, on some frigid evening, first shall introduce her to the intoxicating power of the Argent Skull. Or perhaps you. I thank you, sorceress. Infusing fear into the night lets me conduct certain experiments I normally cannot. Though I am also bound to test you here, as does great Hecate below. Your fight is with the Cyclops still. My aim is merely to enact the will of night in my own way. Do try your best to pretend I'm not even here, which may be difficult, admittedly. Are you quite serious, Cyclops? The bodies of the dead ought not to be consumed. All sorts of diseases and the like. We merely have a common interest, sorceress. The Cyclops yet stands in your way, so have at him. I'm here to make the night more foul at your own behest. Night brings terror, sorceress, a fear of the impossible and the unknown. I merely am fulfilling my responsibility unto that cause, so please, address Lord Polyphemus here, not me. Oh, I quite like it here. As much as I've enjoyed experimenting in my little corner of the city, a bit of the outdoors is giving me some benefit, I think. Is that so? Perhaps I'm not entirely caught up on all the latest bylaws, but you have bigger problems here than a bit of sour blood. Oh, Cyclops. Don't look at me, sorceress. I'm here by will of night alone, sworn to a vow of silence, even though it's difficult to keep. Well, for mortals, it induces an eternal sleep, preceded by a pain beyond compare. I made no more assurances, and, come to think, this may not be the remedy for you. You're resistant to such toxins as could kill the strongest ox, Lord Polyphemus. Perhaps you've an aversion to the sorceress whom we must fight. Lord Polyphemus, your nasal passages must be utterly congested. The one to whom you're referring is right there. Next time, I shall have to unearth something you can use. Oh, it's just, I'd stashed away old herbal remedies my aunt had given me. Thought I would never find a use for them, but didn't have the heart to throw them out. Why, certainly. At any rate, Lord Polyphemus, we oughtn't even be speaking thus, for that is not my charge. But should you require any other remedies or toxins, I'm not far. Such appalling silence in these outskirts. I've grown too much accustomed to the bustle of the city and its lingering sense of blood and decay. Great Hecate knows all. But now that you are matron of the oath, the consequences are yours to decide. And tonight you spoke the vows. Long have I been dying to oblige. Well, sorceress, you're utterly committed to the oath. As your fight remains with Lord Polyphemus, I'm to be mostly silent henceforth, though I have no wish to be rude. Now he's upset again. Please understand that I am not responsible for any actions that the Cyclops takes. I hardly am responsible for mine. Am I to merely be a shadow in the dark? I cannot help but intervene, not just with actions here, but words. Lord Polyphemus, talk to her, would you? If I might briefly break my vow of silence, you look simply terrible, sorceress. More dead than alive. And now the Cyclops and I have to push you closer to the brink. I don't think the will of night ought to be your chief concern. Lord Polyphemus, he is positively salivating. The power of the scent of blood, particularly yours. Those accursed curing pools there in the corners of the field. The mandragora thrives in bloodied soil, but in doing so, it filters toxins out. How rather fortunate for you. What can I say? I try. You'll even find that no matter how many times you take ill, you won't become resistant, let alone immune. My curses and concoctions are quite lethal normally, but you've been able to withstand them. I don't know whether to be impressed with you or disappointed in myself. Must it merely be one or the other? Great Hecate has taught us always to be learning something more. That way we shall grow as strong as the deadliest of poisons. Well, here we are already, sorceress. Mere moments prior we were speaking amicably by my cauldron, and yet now it's come to this. Come, you've trespassed on his property for one, and he is famished for another. Look at him, he's at a loss for words. Lord Polyphemus, you must say something. Perish the very thought. I merely wish for you to not let down your guard with anyone. And besides, there's no bad blood for those of our predilection. All blood has its uses. The will of night is calling to me once again. How sickening that I'm to curse our enemies, only to stand within their ranks alongside that dread Cyclops but a little while hence. The curses of an amateur most certainly, but mine? No. Well, this shall be highly instructional at least, until we see each other soon beyond the gates. What are the matters of dispute between that Cyclops Polyphemus and yourself anyhow, sorceress? I get a bit of thrill seeing you fight, but would prefer to know the history. He's just a shepherd. Perhaps you met him on an empty stomach. That can make anybody irritable. But do as you must. I'll intervene only if the oath requires it. Decided to revoke the vow of rivals for the time? I do not blame you in the least. As exhilarating as it is for me, I appreciate the undivided silence here. No, I don't think you can. But he need not see me constantly. He is a shepherd, thus a rather patient sort. You'll likely speak the vow again, and we shall all catch up. Why, if it isn't my own aspect of the Argent Skull Reval. It's been a while since I harnessed her unmitigated fury. Is she agreeable with you most of the time? The arms are known by many different names, and I suspect don't care which ones you choose. They lust for souls, not proper etiquette. So do indulge that one for me. They are the product of a very sick mind, imprisoning so many shades in the tiniest enclosures wherein all their psyche may be drained. Can you imagine, sorceress? The hideous thing won't seem to go away. Keeps rematerializing practically each night. Though I get so caught up with all my cauldron work, I seldom pay it any heed. Keep sweetening this atmosphere, and it may start to undermine my craft. I cannot stand over my cauldron thinking all these pleasant thoughts. Imagine the result. Repeated acts of kindness tend to rouse my innermost suspicions or my wrath, but in your case, what little ulterior motive I detect seems more or less benign. And now I've more than enough nectar for my purposes, thank you. I do appreciate the thought. Most practitioners of our craft would have condemned my experimentation or turned their noses at the very least. But not you, sorceress. I laud your intestinal fortitude. I must admit, I do enjoy how next to no one even dares approach us out of fear that we lash out. Perhaps not for the best long term, but as for now, I can experiment in peace. Though you at least are always welcome here. You would regard me as some goddess from on high with such a precious gift. If you but knew me better, you'd rescind the offer on the spot. This is unnecessary, sorceress. As you observed, I cannot use it anyway. Perhaps. Yes, thank you. To have been blessed by one such as you after having cursed so very many, however much they had it coming. I've merely done my service to great Hecate in working with you, sorceress. You need not compensate me more. You were so young when first we met. I thought as you grew older, you would harden, grow crueler, as many of us do. Yet you have proven quite resistant, and in turn, you've made me more resistant to it too. I'm most grateful. I salute your great achievement. Great Hecate herself was generous enough to notify me of your latest exploit, sorceress, and I wouldn't have believed a word of it had I been told by any other being save for her. So then, the Titan Lord has truly been defanged. You apparently can handle anything. My only fear is that this means we may not see each other quite as often as we have, and shall I be forced to leave Ephyra soon, so that mortals may then rob this city of its character? Oh, how utterly terrible, but only for the dead. As for me personally, why, I don't even know whom to curse. Well, I can think of how to make dream vapors more potent, sorcerers. They practically could rouse the dead. As for that dormant son of Nyx, who knows? But little harm in trying. Oh, there's always something. Rearrange some pieces of his mind, perhaps. Have you tried stabbing him repeatedly? Why, certainly. The properties of sleep and death go hand in hand. I think I can point you in the right direction on that one. Do tell me how it goes. Those are such tidings as I wish to hear. All I ask in return is that the underworld gates remain ajar yet for some time. The dead and I, we still have many matters to explore. Great Hecate informs me you have regularly crossed the morning fields. There's something I would ask, as much as it pains me. For a concoction I've been dying to complete. I need the vapor from the tears spilled by sorry souls that linger in that place. If you could gather up some tears declaring them for me, then collect their boiled essence from your cauldron, I'd be very much obliged. One that shall be of no small benefit to you and I alike. You needn't go too far out of your way, of course. Oh, this is it. To think of all the sorrow concentrated here. I shall be working with this very soon. Thank you so much. Oh, good, you're just in time. Those tears you brought me were the missing touch I lacked for something that had been the subject of my studies for some time. I'm pleased to offer you a sample of it now, if you would like. Off they go, scattered like mice. How kind of you. Bothersome things. They're free. They're free. For now. Farewell, spirits. Look at them flee. Others remain. Shattered. All all to pieces. Oh, that. Oh, right. Have at it. I was saving that for you. All yours. That's it. The Earth provides. Fresh reagents. I had my eye on that. What did you find? Keen eye. I saw that. Help yourself. Raw materials. Garlic, I think. Ooh, garlic. Moss, was it? Fresh moss. The bronze of the fallen. Leftover bronze. What lurks within? Lure it out of there. I believe in you. Great Hecate guide you. You can see in there. Something stirs. Well, look at that. No magic required. Risen from the deep. The Acheron provides. Is it even alive? You caught something. All for naught. Shall I curse it? Next time, perhaps. I saw nothing. Fine bit of necromancy. The dead adore you. How very fortunate. A willing subject. You are a natural. So many souls remain. It's you. I'm here. Sorceress. Ah, yes. Cyclops. Lord Polyphemus. My lord. By will of night. We're all here. Good evening, you two. Shall we? Such a night. The moon is full. A new moon. Let's have another brush with death now, sorceress. Come demonstrate to us your knowledge of the necromantic arts. Great Hecate requires me to test your wherewithal. If you would be so kind. I shall not hesitate to draw some of your blood here, sorceress. All my research has made me welcome this as a refreshing change of pace. Perhaps I have already cursed you, sorceress. Let's see you break the spell. Careful, lest I cut that tender throat of yours like that of a mewling babe. Sacrifices must be made on nights such as this. Yours or mine ought to suffice. As blood is shortly to be drawn, rest easy knowing not one drop shall go to waste. Know that your youth does not entitle you to mercy, sorceress. Come, sorceress. Seek vengeance now for what we did to you before. I heed the summons of the will of night. Indeed, I'm more than happy to oblige. You spoke the vow of rivals, so as mortals sometimes say. You asked for this. My craft can kill most anything in moments, but not you. It may prove quite unpleasant, though. How is it that you're so resistant to my curses, sorceress? Well, Lord Polyphemus, perhaps we might catch up some more some other eve. When you invoke the will of night, you'd best not flinch. A feast of freshly fallen blood for me. Well, Cyclops, we make a decent partnership. My poisons are for mortal use, but also work on goddesses. See you some other night then, sorceress. And thus, once more, the will of night is done. Best concentrate on him. I'm but a shadow. Not me, sorceress. No such fortune. I'm immune. What did I do? Hit him, the Cyclops. You wound me. Best think again. You look unwell. You look pale. You look ill. You're sick. Intoxicated. Feel that? Oh, what happened? Apologies. Works every time. Got you. Got you again. Noxious, right? Toxicity. Poisonous. Curse you. Suffer my curse. You could have let it run its course. Was that so bad? I hate those. Already? Cured. Cleansed. All better? Got you, though. Oh, phoo. But I just cursed you. You're dying, sorceress. The death defiance. Your life drains. How you struggle. Grim resolve. Impressive. Oh my. Immortality. You endure. That's it. The eye of night. By the moon. The lunar ray. The twilight curse. Wolf howl. Total eclipse. Skyfall. Dark side. Your dark side. Phase shift. Moon water. Night bloom. We have a guest. The dead rise. Welcome, everyone. I can raise a few. I think I know that one. Look who's back. By the dark. Sprouting like weeds. Dead souls arise. Livestock. The shepherd's flock. More livestock. Part of your flock, Cyclops. Well, there goes that. One less cure. There goes a curing pool. One fewer curing pool. Curing pool destroyed. A curing pool ruined. You're contagious, Cyclops. You'll spread the plague, Cyclops. The poor Cyclops is sick. Who poisoned the Cyclops? Plague-ridden. He's contagious. May putrescence spread. Hold your breath. Don't even breathe. The earth is diseased. The air is poisonous. Venom and bile. Kataskian Aski, Askian Kataski. For those who showed me scorn, I show you this. A boiling cauldron filled with toxic herbs, envenomed fangs and thistles, and a kiss, and awful expletives and gruesome verbs. May all your hair fall out and your skin crawl, with many painful sores and insect bites. Your favored memories I shall enthrall, your throat I'll cut. But first, complete these rites, so mote it be. Great Hecate, I celebrate your ways. You light my passage through the dark of night. I first encountered you whilst in a haze, and you returned to me my will to fight. I shall devote myself to what you teach, though I have my own methods I employ. Your wisdom ever is beyond my reach. You need but give me something to destroy, so mote it be. Serpent fang, mutton, a tuft of wool, seawater, one death cap, hemlock, spider silk, moltings, psyche, yew flower, the old special, tear salt, vermin dung, an eyelash, one of his hairs, driftwood, just a pinch, let it soak, a certain thought, whatever this is, this old thing. Anything more? Oh, also, and nothing more. Naught else, and it is done. So mote it be. Return to shadow now. Return to shadow now. Return to shadow now. Return to shadow now. You cannot pierce the veil. These are good wards. Stay your hand. Now. Purest agony. Are you in pain? You certainly felt that. Your precious blood. A grievous injury. How that must hurt. Internalize the pain. You're wounded, sorcerers. A sacrifice of blood. Such pain. Terrible. Excruciating. Blood spills. Not seen you in a bit. It's been too long. Welcome to my pharmacy. Well, if it isn't you. Hail, hail, sorceress. Perfect. A discerning choice. If it pleases you, may it take you far. Take one of these. Should be no side effects. Please to oblige. Of course. As above, so below. Do enjoy. The dead shall long for the comfort of their graves once we are through with them. The moon isn't bright, the night is cold, the dead are writhing in the earth. I've no complaints. The pouring rain is bad for my concoctions, though does provide a certain wretchedness. What an absolutely dreadful night. I scarce imagine how conditions for my work could be improved. My little pharmacy has limited supply, for I only offer the freshest of ingredients. Do watch your back out there, lest someone give it a good stabbing, sorceress. You spent all of the blood you had to spare. Do not lament this outcome. Draw from it. Your mind was clouded tonight, sorceress. Great Hecate, this victory is mine. I may lack your divinity, but I make do. Fear nothing, sorceress. At least not from me here. Beyond the city gates, I shall be testing your resolve whenever you speak the vows. But in this pharmacy, as I call it, I merely test the potency of my concoctions and the like. You'd mentioned that you've come to trust in me. I wanted you to know it meant a lot. No one has told me so in recent times. Even great Hecate must keep me at arm's length. No, I do not lack for company. The mere thought of being surrounded by the living and the dead alike makes the bile in my belly rise. But I don't mind you like so many of the rest. Great Hecate still hasn't told me how exactly you managed to induce within the Titan Lord a reawakening of sorts. No mere curse, that. So much she has yet to teach me. We dwell in shadows, so it must be. But I take comfort knowing if ever I truly felt alone in the crippling, pathetic way mortals refer to their abandonment, then I can always call on her. Or you. Why, to feel empty is the entire purpose of this pharmaceutical enterprise, sorceress. To feel empty is to truly be at peace. The closest we can get to mortal death. They drive us to get rid of them. I rid myself of feeling all the time. Rancor, curse. Hunger, sustenance. Lust, and on. For each affliction, there exists a cure. You bear my favored aspect of Reval. The Cyclops truly is in for it now. The aspect of the goddess Hell. I shall enjoy bearing witness to her power. The moon is full and getting in my eyes. On such an eve, I envy you, Lord Polyphemus. I was right in the middle of a new concoction, but I'd abandon anything for this. There really is quite a distinct aroma here between the corpses and the shepherd's flock.